Greetings, it's Iain from RTO here. Welcome to a new album review as we do on Fridays. I think this is the first or second one of the year, I can't remember. I lose track of time. So we got two today, and we're going to kick off the new albums with Green Day. Now this is their first album in 4 years, since the album's got the rude title, and this one is called Saviours. Green Day have been around for a little while, and this came out on the 19th of January. The band hasn't changed. It's still Billy Joe Armstrong on the lead vocals and guitars, Mike Dirnt on the bass, and Trey Cool on the drums. So we'll have a look at the tracks. So the first track is a track called The American Dream Is Killing Me. Now before Billy Joe starts singing, you know it's Green Day. It's a typical Green Day song, driving riffs. It is a really good vocal from Billy. He hasn't changed one little bit. It's still pretty solid and a fun track. Then we have a track called Look Ma, No Brains. Solid. They haven't changed their formula at all. Same sort of thing. You get the opening riff, the little bit of solo vocal, and then the band come in. Then we get Bobby Socks. I think when you listen to this and you listen to, go back to the first albums, his voice has changed. It's a little bit gruttier and deeper. But this is a nice, gentle sort of song, which you don't expect from Green Day. It's always full on. And then you do get a little bit of full on with screaming vocals in it. It's okay, I don't mind that. Now the next one's got I do apologise. I do not, as we know, we don't have a say rude words unless we have to. This next track's called One Eyed Bastard. Or Bastard. Depends where you come from. Got some nice riffs in here. I do like it. Dilemma. It's quite harsh. There's a little bit too much screaming on here. 1981 comes up. This is where I start going, how you really running out of ideas, boys, because you hear little bits of other songs on this. It's just, and it sounds like the first two songs as well. It's a little bit, worrying when you can't. I know it's just basic rock, but if you keep having to use other stuff. Then we have Goodnight Adeline. I like this. It's just got a quirky, tappy riff. It's a great vocal, and the band are still playing as good as ever. Coma City. It's got a good old sort of rock and roll start, and then it goes into some really heavy riffs. We have a great little track called Corvette Summer. Yeah, it's just solid. It's just what it says on the tin. When you hear Green Day, the name Green Day, you've got this in your head. Yeah, this is what Green Day sound like. And yeah. Then we have Suzie Chapstick. It's a little bit different. They've tried something a little bit different. But what makes this track is actually Mike's bass line. It's a really good bass line. Strange Days, I hear to say. I'm sorry to say this is just a rehash of Basket Case, to be quite honest. It sounds very similar. Bit of a filler track, I don't know. Living in the 20s. Again, this is a bit of a filler track. It's not very memorable for me. It's just like churning out the same riff without, I don't know. Father to Son, again a filler track. It's a little bit lacklustre. Then we get the title track, Saviours. This is great. This has got a lot of beef in it. I don't mind that track at all. And the last track, Fancy Sauce. Bit filler track. It just doesn't do anything for me. It's just a lame riff. Yeah. Okay, let's have a think about this album. I've listened to it a few times now. Okay, I think this is an okay album. It's not a terrible album, but it's not a brilliant album. There's a few filler tracks on here. They seem to, there's a couple of the tracks on here, they seem to use the same riff and just put different words to it. There's the one that does sound like Basket Case. But, you know, you go back and have a quick listen to the other tracks. I've got, you know, I do agree that you don't mend something that isn't broke. They've got a good formula. But now and again you need to just change it a little bit, because there are some tracks that sound very repetitive on this. So, as I said, it's a good listen, and I have played. Okay, I do want to play it, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6 out of 10. Okay, we got another review, and it's probably one of my favorites. Well, you know, it's one of my favourite heavy metal bands. It's the Mighty Saxon. So we'll have a look at their new album next. So bye for now.